Everybody take their seats, please. This Rules Committee meeting. Call to order. Roll call will go around the table there sides for the record. And it's being recorded. Lisa?
Lisa Slusner, Deputy Municipal Clerk.
John Weddleton. Christopher Constant. Felix Rivera.
Pete Peterson. Forrest Dunbar.
He'll get to it. Dean, we need you to identify yourself for the record.
Sorry.
Sir. Okay, moving on then.
Mr. Chair,
Yes, ma'am.
could we have a moment?
Yes, you could.
Thank you very much. All of
Amy?
you know Amy Strohmeyer, and I would like to let you know that Amy Strohmeyer and Amy Solberg in the clerk's office volunteered to be the department. And what is the program called? It's the United Way campaign, or I think it's called something a little bit different. Yes, okay. And Amy's going to talk to you about it since you're part of the department.
Go ahead, Amy.
Has anyone heard of the Municipal Employees Fundraising Campaign? Okay. So it's, I guess some of you have, some of you do not. It's a way for the municipality of Anchorage to all come together, and we're all just donating some money to help out the United Way and the campaign they have to help out people in Anchorage. So basically what it is, it's a way of us giving, $1 here, $1 there, or a more significant amount of money. And the United Way uses it to trickle down into different organizations in the municipality that help citizens, help the people that we're helping now by giving money, or the money goes to like food, shelters, all the organizations we talk about in like the public safety and the homeless community unions. That's what this money is going for. So it's just another way for you guys to help out the people of Anchorage who don't have enough, basically. So the way it works is you all can donate or pledge to donate every 2 weeks, or a lump sum, or whatever works best for you guys. What we decided in the Assembly Department is if we all gave just $5 per paycheck, that would help us reach our goal, way over our goal of $1,800. And we're about like 70% there right now, I think. So if you guys want to join in, that would be awesome, because really you only have to give like a quarter a day to be able to help us reach the goal. And that, all the other departments can see what the Assembly does compared to everybody else. So it's kind of a way to show that we really care more than everybody else. But so if you want, you can come down to my office and I can show you how to give online. Or we have paper forms if that's easier for you. You can give a check or a lump sum, but the easiest way I think is there's a whole website, and you can just go online and you click Assembly, and then it goes and you say like which organizations you want to donate to, how much you want to give per paycheck. I will be honest, I gave $5 per paycheck, and that is more than enough. If we all came together, we'll reach our goal. So just a little bit helps. I can also show you what like $10 per paycheck helps this many people get housing, or $20 per paycheck helps this many people with the 211 service or whatever. So just let me know if you want to help out. I think it'd be really great if we showed everybody else in the municipality.
And you have papers, so what have you use SAP?
I don't think it's through. Is it through SAP? I'm not really sure. But
I just want to make sure we're SAP free.
we'll try our best.
Thank you, Lisa. I'm just having fun with you. We appreciate you being here. Okay. You're here. Why don't you talk to us? You're being nominated to be city attorney.
Did you know that?
I hear you're fluent in German and Spanish.
I'm here intentionally, yes.
You're fluent in German and Spanish.
I'm fluent in German, not entirely, not in Spanish, but I do mildly proficient in Spanish.
And we only have one downside. We hear you're a Yale graduate.
I am also
We
a Harvard
have
graduate.
a lot of Yale graduates running around here. One there and one over here.
Yeah, I was sandwiched. I followed right behind Mr. Falsey, and I was immediately preceded Mr. Dunbar, so I'm right in the middle of the Yale continuum. Yes.
Okay, well, talk to us, ma'am.
Sure. So I know many of you, and I've appeared before many of you. For those of you who haven't ever seen me before, I'm Becky Wint Pearson. I am originally from rural northern New York. As we just mentioned, I have an undergraduate degree from Harvard University in sociology. After college, I worked for a number of years doing a wide variety of things, ranging from travel writing in southern Germany to teaching middle school in urban Boston. In those years, I also had the opportunity to serve as a planning commissioner in a small city in New Hampshire, which fostered in me an interest in and love of land law and local government, which eventually compelled me to return to school at Yale to get my JD. While I was in law school, I worked in a variety of contexts for the city of New York under the administration of Michael Bloomberg. And after law school, came north to Anchorage to clerk for Judge Morgan Christen, who was then a justice on the state Supreme Court. I pursued that clerkship partially out of an interest in living in Alaska and partially out of a real interest and commitment to local and state law. After law school, by the end of my clerkship, I owned a dog and far too many bicycles and skis to ever leave Alaska reasonably. So I took a job working for the local firm Ashburn and Mason, where I focused my practice on real estate, land use, and municipal law. I became a shareholder there in 2013. In 2015, I transitioned to GCI to represent that company on land law issues around the state. I also put together a comprehensive state, federal, and local permitting compliance team for the company while I was there. I have, in the course of my practice, appeared in municipal forums across the state of Alaska, ranging from the Northwest Arctic Borough in Kotzebue to the city of Unalaska and down to the Ketchikan Gateway Borough. I've appeared here in Anchorage frequently before the Planning and Zoning Commission, the Zoning Board of Examiners and Appeals, the Board of Adjustment, the Building Board, and before this body as well. I had served on the working group that Mr. Peterson convened regarding the municipality's wireless tower ordinance. I've also served on the Board of Ethics for the municipality since 2015. I've sat across the table from the municipality many times in the course of my career, and I really welcome the opportunity and the chance to transition to the role of advocate for and advisor to this body and to the mayor's office and to the city as a whole. So thank you for your time today. Please let me know if there's any questions that I can answer.
You know, in this position, you represent the entire city government.
I do.
While you report to the mayor, you also have a role to do with the assembly. You are our attorney.
I understand that.
Even though we've got Dean Gates here, he's a wonderful legal tactician. He just represents in court, you do.
I understand that.
So we've got a real close relationship to what your office and what you do. So let's open this up for questions. Forrest?
I just want to commend first the mayor on this potential hire, which I think is exemplary, and also Becky for fitting her entire CV on one page, contrary to our city manager. That's all.
I aim to please.
Other questions? Forrest. Sorry, John.
I have two questions in one. Are you now, or have you ever been a member of your community council?
I am not a member of my community council. I understand. I blame my two toddlers, but I understand that
I brought my kids to
no
many
excuse.
community councils. They hate me. So, second question, is
Sounds like something out
there...
of McCarthyism when you first started that. I gotta tell you.
I've never heard of them. Is there a problem with recording a stormwater maintenance and operation agreement for a project? Is there a long-term legal problem?
A long-term legal problem with recording a stormwater operations agreement. I don't know entirely what a stormwater, as soon as we were just discussing, called for under the design criteria manual. So I think As long as there were a way to close the loop. I don't know if there's a rescission of the document on, at the end of it. I would say honestly, I need more background information to give you a complete and comprehensive answer.
When do you start?
But I would say at this point, I don't see any immediate challenges to it, but I'd want to know more about what was in there and what would need to be removed or rescinded eventually, so it doesn't cloud the title of the relevant property unduly down the road.
You start Monday?
We won't
I
need to
start
know till
Monday.
Tuesday.
Okay, well, I will get on it next week.
Chris?
Well, you just hit a home run for me when you said it doesn't cloud the title in perpetuity. And I would hope that the hat you wear in that analytical thinking is of the property owner 30 years from now, not just from the city, because obviously the city has no problem. So that's great. And the question that I have, I just briefly spoke with Mr. Schutte about it. It may not end up falling in your hands because of your previous employment, but I'm working on an issue that is relative to the undergrounding of the downtown and how certain utilities are participating and certain utilities aren't. And so, but I don't know that I have a question now because it may or may not fall into your hands just because of your background.
Yeah, I understand in advance I may be conflicted out of that because I did have some role in analyzing that issue for my prior employer.
Right, so I just want you to know that's an important issue for me and I'm going to be hammering on it the next few months. So.
I understand that.
Thanks.
Pete?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Good to see you again.
Good to see you as well.
I thought we worked very effectively together with the working group to help redesign our cell tower ordinance, and eventually we were able to get that passed. I was just wondering, I was watching some TV the other night, and I saw a preview to a movie that's coming out where somebody took a chainsaw to one of the cell towers that looks like a spruce tree.
I saw that as well.
And I immediately thought of our cell tower group as soon as I saw that. And I figured, well, there must be some sort of psychological problem there that I'm showing. But anyway, I don't really have a question. I'm just happy that they were able to recruit you for this position because we recently lost a very capable individual. He actually moved up, they say. And so I'm glad that you're going to be stepping in to maintain the level of expertise that we have.
Well, thank you. And I hope that you enjoy the two lovely, pine tree shaped cell towers we have now in the municipality as well, or three actually at this point.
There's one in Kincaid Park.
There's one in Rogers Park, and then there's one out at Jucan.
Girdwood too.
Oh, there's two. There's one in Girdwood. That's a Verizon structure. Yeah.
Other questions from Assembly members? Becky, have you gone through the budget for your department?
I have. Mr. Falgate provided it, and I've read through it.
We are concerned that we think we need to add more money into the prosecutor's office. So if you'll talk to Mr. Croft, he and I are working on adding additional funding to the prosecutor's office. Because right now it's just a stop for somebody to get a job with the state. And as we see the effects of SB 91, or not, depends on who you listen to, we want to make sure we got more police officers. We got to have prosecutors then take this to court.
That makes sense.
So if you talk with Mr. Croft, because he and I have been working on adding more money and talking to Seneca, we want to make sure you're happy with it, but we're dedicated to make sure that office is fully manned. I've had children that have worked for that, and I've seen them come through and go on to the state. And I
They
want to
weren't
make sure.
children when they worked here. They grew up and they went to the, just to clarify. You don't
He
hire a
worked
lot of
with one.
children in the municipal prosecutor's office.
I just want to make sure the prosecutor's office is not just a stop on their career. It needs to be a place they work at and want to stay there.
I think that makes sense. I understand that the Attorney General has recommended the same tactic for the state, so it makes sense that we would pursue that as well.
So that may mean we have to increase the salary we're paying for them. Because right now they get a real bump when they go to the state. And that would be the attorney, the hearing officer's role. Right now she's a 3/4. I want to look at what your feeling are if we make that full time. If she's got the work to justify being paid for full-time work. Appreciate knowing on that. Other questions from colleagues?
I worked with Sean. He was almost an adult when I worked.
Yeah, but you didn't work with the youngest one, did you? Josh was more dangerous than Sean is. Sean has a conscience. I don't think Josh, I gave him one.
You're on the record.
He'll tell you he agrees.
All
Anything
right.
else?
Well, thank you.
Let's get a recommendation coming from this committee for approval of this confirmation to the assembly.
Move we recommend.
Second.
Who does second? Ask unanimous consent, seeing no objection. Welcome on board, ma'am. It'll
Thank
come
you.
to us on Tuesday and we'll approve it.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
Adjourn.
Adjourn.